Hi, uh, Pranam, Namaskar. Today I'm going to talk about the dark side. Uh, we all have a dark side, and the dark side is a part of life, and that's the reason where conflicts happen between man, because man is incomplete with a dark side, as Carl Jung commented. No man is complete without a dark side. Pink Floyd, one of the greatest psychedelic rock bands of Britain. English rock bands have been some of the greatest bands that the world has seen, and they wrote a song, "The Dark Side of the Moon," and I don't know which song this is. I think this is Brain Damage. The lunatic is in the hall. The lunatic is in the hall, remembering games, daisy chains and laughs. Got to keep the loonies on the path. The lunatic is in my head. The lunatic is in my head. You raise the blade. You make the change. You rearrange me till I'm sane. You lock the door. Throw away the key. There's someone in my head, but it's not me. So, we all have a personality in us which is, we don't know. A person who knows himself can be very childish, because studying yourself is a case of the hunter being the hunted. It is impossible. You can understand that in the deepest being we are nothing, but studying our individual personality is very difficult. But it's the greatest exercise. We can learn some things about our personality. We can understand patterns of the mind that these kind of thought persons, like I know patterns of my mind. When somebody start talking in India about the caste system, I get angry and I start getting into my debates about the caste system. It's just a reaction of the pattern of our mind. I can't help it. And we all have some patterns in our mind where it automatically reacts. It is just the way the brain functions. It's where we are all monkeys. And so we have a personality which is not in our control. Now, the dark side is because we in our body, our gross reality, are basically 99.9999% empty space. Now, space is incomplete without time. That we got to know from Albert Einstein and the special relativity theory. So, space and time is a part of us, and the rest is energy and consciousness. Because energy is incomplete without consciousness. That is something you cannot separate. And everything that you see, matter, is nothing but states of energy and consciousness. It may be gross consciousness, we cannot, like even plants are conscious, but are they conscious to make certain decisions? No, we don't know. A lot of things we don't know, but we can realize consciousness is a phenomenon everywhere. Everything is conscious. And energy itself by nature is bound with consciousness. Energy and consciousness cannot be separated. So, we are by nature in energy. 69.70% of the entire universe, energy of the universe, is dark energy. So, whatever energy we have in ourselves, we can't help, but 69-70% of our energy is dark energy. That energy can only be controlled by consciousness, because conscious energy is inseparable and consciousness controls the energy. Where you get into how auto-suggestion and things like that to improve your state of consciousness and go into higher states of consciousness beyond the gross reality of the body. But in the gross reality, we are dealing with the monkey. You realize that when you get into subtle reality and causal reality, that in the lowest plane, the gross reality, we are no better than monkeys. And the Hakim, the wise man, the guru, they start realizing you have to monitor that monkey. And that is really that dark side of all of us. Because we all have a dark side, but it has a place in society. Sometimes you have to use it. There's no other go, because the world is a battleground, and some battles in life have to be fought with the dark energy. But in a fight, what I've learned, never get angry. You have to play it like a dance. This I learned from Bruce Lee. And the samurai says, the angry man defeats himself in battle as well as in life. So, some battles happen, but remember, in a battle it has to be fought not with anger. The anger should be controlled. and you have to fight it like a dance. Only then you will be in control of the fight. You lose emotions are the biggest weakness of man. If you get emotional in a fight, you're sure to get beaten up. But that is the dark side of man. You have to play with that, the dark side of man and the dark energy. It's a part living reality of existence that we live in, and you have to confront it. There are places where you have to use it, and you can't help but have to deal with it. For example, even lies. The traditional Christian school is you should never lie, you should never lie. Today, people know lying. In fact, Chanakya, one of the greatest Indian thinkers, said the honest man is cut first, like straight trees. So, you cannot afford to be honest in this world. All those virtues today people realize are redundant. There is nothing like black and white. Life is in the grey. We have understood that even with our system. There is nothing like black and white. I was talking to a neighbor and something she was telling me, oh, something about black and white. I said, no, there's nothing like black and white. We live in the grey. Most of our life is in the grey. In fact, the concept of black and white itself is only a duality. But life exists mainly in the grey. We mostly function in the grey. So, talking about lies. Suppose somebody comes to your door with an axe, searching for your friend hiding in the kitchen and asking for him. Will you tell him the truth where he is hiding? So, sometimes we have to play white lies to live in this world and protect our own selves and what helps us. So, dark energy is part of something we have to play with. And we need a good balance where you need the higher consciousness. And for the person who realizes the supreme intelligence and gets to his deepest being, the state of a Mahakal, a super consciousness, witness of his own body, the gross body, energy, space, and consciousness, he will be completely in control but know when to play which card. Sometimes you have to play the trickster. There's no other go. You cannot afford to be the straight guy in every episode in life. Sometimes you're dealing life itself is a game, and you're constantly dealing with energy, and it's a game of energies, and it's an upmanship. Some games are not worth taking on. You have to choose your battles in life carefully. That's why Bruce Lee said, not every fight is worth taking on, but some fights you have to. You are judged in life by the battles you take up. You take up every petty thing that happens in front of you, you will be a child. But some battles you have to stand up for, because otherwise the world will destroy you. Because the world itself is constantly into killing one another. That is how the mind is functioning. May not be in a physical level where it gets into a fight, but in a mental level. And we know today that even emotional pain, say for a heartbreak, it has the same impact in our mind and on our emotions and our senses that physical pain has. So emotional pain and mental pain is the same, and people can play with you and really hurt you there. So you also have to be in a defense mechanism. And there is no relationship without a motive in life. Every relationship is with a motive. That's why the Greeks say, be careful of free lunches. There are no free lunches. Everybody who does you a favor, there's an ulterior motive. Someday he will come to recover that. You have to remember that. There are no free lunches. So, remember, the dark side is there in all of us, and we have to learn how to play with it. It is not a virtue to be ruled by it, but to rule it. The Cherokees have a small tale, analogy, that we all have a bad wolf and a good wolf in us fighting constantly. The bad wolf is anger, greed, envy, jealousy, pride, and all those phenomena. He's a bad wolf. He's in all of us. And the good wolf is peace, love, innocence, purity, kindness. It's there in all of us. And they're constantly batting. So somebody asked, who wins? And he said, the one you feed. But today, contemporary psychologists say you need both wolves in the game of life. Sometimes you need the bad wolf to protect certain things of your purity. You need the anger. You need all those things. And most of the time you have to play the good wolf. But you need both wolves in the game of life. Ciao, cheers. A little bit music to end the session. Pranam. Namaskar.